Everybody, what's going on? Fabian for Liberty. FabianForLiberty.com is my website. And in this video, I want to break down one of the, really what I believe wanted to be the center keys, or the keystone, if you will, of this current economic smoke and mirrors that we are witnessing, that those of us that are awake and that understand this is not a real recovery. In fact, last week I was really busy with work and I wanted to post a video about the Federal Reserve coming out yet again, like, hey, we're not going to raise interest rates. Well, no kidding. Not only are they not going to raise interest rates, but they have downgraded their forecast for this year from about 2.7% economic growth to potentially under 2% economic growth, the lowest level since 2011, which shows you that the stimulus, 0% interest rates, all the fraud and manipulation that has happened, it's all been centered around what Alan Greenspan called the wealth effect. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pump up the economy. I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying this. It's so bizarre. And it runs so counter to how a real free market economy should work. But this might scare some people, but the Federal Reserve's plan is to literally inflate markets with monetary manipulation. So people can feel wealthy again. And they're doing that in the housing market. They're doing that with the stock market. And their hope is that people will feel wealthy again, and then they'll go out and spend money, and that will help the economy. And it's clearly failing. I mean, all of the money that they have printed, the balance sheet going from 800 billion to 400 trillion. In fact, it took something like 50 years to have a balance sheet for the Federal Reserve to go up to 800 billion. And it took just 5 years or a little bit, less, give or take, or maybe like 6 years to go from that 800 billion to over $4 trillion in buying back bogus, mortgage-backed securities and other toxic debt. But one of my biggest predictions has been that the housing market is going to go back to 2006, 2007 levels. Certainly, that's what's happening in places like California and New York, in places in Florida. But the AP came out with a story just the other day talking about how 2015 home sale prices are set to exceed 2007 levels. Now, if you've been watching my videos for some time, you know this ties in directly to the global economic reset. It ties in directly to the Dow Jones, I believe, going over 20,000. It's at 18, I think last time I checked, it was at 18,100. But it's all being done, all manipulated. In my personal opinion, it's an incredible opportunity because if you're educated about what's really going on and you get in now and you're able to trade value now, then you'll be even better served when this whole thing falls apart. Because make no mistake, it's going to fall apart, and there's already venture or vulture capitalists, or vulture funds that are being set up, just like they were being set up in 2005 and 2006, that are ready to take advantage of the opportunity when prices fall another 30, 40, 50%. And we see the Dow Jones likely go below 10,000, which is one of my predictions we'll see when this next crash happens. Actually could go much lower. So we're in the midst of this right now. And you often use the analogy, as many others do, that it's kind of like the heroin addict, right? They start off, they maybe use heroin recreationally, they take a shot of it, and they feel this incredible high and things are great. But over time, they build up a tolerance, and they have to take more and more of it. Eventually, many die and overdose, and that's it, their life is over. That's exactly what's happening with the markets right now. It's multi-bubble assets that have been blown up, and they keep getting shot up with money, with phony money printing, with low interest rates, all these different methods that they use to keep the bubbles going. But eventually the markets, the financial markets, build up a tolerance and it's game over. It stops working, and it's going to stop working. I think, based on everything that I know, based on the people that I speak to on Wall Street, people that I'm close with that are in closed door meetings with the Fed, in closed door meetings with Fannie Mae, I think we still have a couple more years of this. And it's interesting. I've been changing this prediction every 6 months, where it's like, okay, I think we got 6 to 12 more months, or 6 to 18 more months. Now I think we have at least another 12 months, maybe longer, because if you've studied business cycles, you know that business cycles. So the boom is at this point, the bust is big, but the next time around, again, with the current way our economy functions, which is pure manipulations at the hands of the Fed, the next boom is higher than the last one, right? So if we say, 2007, 2008 boom was here, the 2015, 2016 boom will be here. Unfortunately, the crash will be much, much harder and much more hardcore for pretty much everybody that's unprepared. So that's where we're at today. I just, to be honest, I don't even want to pat myself on the back that I've been calling this for 3 years and it's happening. In fact, this week alone, I think I've gotten easily over 100 emails, people that sent me this story, that it said, hey, you've been calling this for the last 3 years. And yeah, I know. I mean, the real estate market, ladies and gentlemen, is the keystone to the economy right now. It's the keystone. It's one of the biggest factors when you factor in all the debt that they create. It is one of the biggest contributing factors to the smoke and mirrors that the Fed, the central bankers, the criminal Wall Street bankers, that they're all creating right now. So I'll tell you what I'm doing about it. I mean, I am continuing to trade value in the real estate market. I think it's one of the greatest opportunities of my lifetime, quite frankly. I think the crash will literally be the greatest buying opportunity. I'm not alone in this. I know Mike Maloney, others have said this as well, but this crash coming up will be the greatest buying opportunity ever. And people will often get stuck. I mean, look, in the 21st century, in the golden age of business, and I hear this excuse all the time and it drives me crazy, I don't have any money to take advantage of the opportunity. The truth is, in the 21st century, in the golden age of business, I don't want to say you don't need any money, but money should not be an issue for people to tap into the opportunities that are going to be, again, I believe the biggest opportunities, at least for me in my lifetime, and for, quite frankly, people that are watching these videos as well. So on Friday, I'm doing back-to-back webinars on Friday. One is my Global Economic Reset webinar. So much, I literally have to change the presentation like every other day because the updates there are just moving so quickly. It's insane. I'm also doing one for the release of my new Real Estate 2.0. Many of you, thousands of people all across the world have bought my real estate audio program. And I'm releasing a new version of it, a 2.0 version. That's going to be a webinar-based version. It's going to be a 1.5 hour webinar series that's going to break down simple steps that anyone can take. Anyone within the sound of my voice can take right now to take advantage of this opportunity. The truth is, I'll be totally honest with you, probably only 20% of people that buy any type of intellectual property that teaches them how to do something, about 20%, and that might be a high number, actually use it. Most people don't even ever implement it. And then they'll be like, oh, it doesn't work, but they never used it. I got to tell you, students that have implemented the stuff that I teach have done very well for themselves. And, again, they're not rolling around in a brand new Bentley, but many of them have quit their jobs, are doing this full time now, and I just absolutely love that. Again, in the 21st century, in the golden age of business, that in spite of the biggest crash of our lifetime around the corner, that does not mean that we're not still in the golden age of business. I know that sounds kind of crazy, and it's kind of counter the two, but it's the absolute truth. So it's kind of like, what side do you want to be on, right? Do you want to be on the side that's actually part of the solution, that's going to help reset the economy, that's going to help reset it based on entrepreneurs growing this economy? Or do you want to be on the other side? And the other side, quite frankly, is going to be people that are going to get in line for a government handout. And that's why we already see that happening, where the people on government assistance has just grown spectacularly over the last 4 to 8 years. So again, I'm doing back-to-back webinars. Those links, if you want to register for them, are down below. Also, if you want to opt in to get a video training series that I'm doing on the 4 steps of the Real Estate 2.0 webinar series, that link is down below as well. So I'm really excited to teach this material. We're going to start the class next week. And if you can't make the webinars live, we record them, we send them out, and we provide a Google Plus group where you could ask questions. I'm there. I answer all the questions myself. So super excited about that as well. All right. I'm Fabian Calvo, Fabian for Liberty. Thanks for watching. I'm out.